Hey guys, and welcome back to Behind Hollywood, and welcome to our first video episode. This is fun. I wanted our very first video episode to be super cozy and low key. I want it to feel like we're yapping, that this is like a good little gossip session because I mean, that kind of is what it is here. So, this is our little makeshift set. The actual like studio is in DIY mode right now. So, this is what we're rolling with for the time being. But yeah, I'm so freaking excited. I haven't actually sat down to record in a minute because I've been so like spending so much time preparing for this episode. And now that we're doing video episodes, I wanted our very first video episode to be something super iconic, super special. And this episode today is actually probably my favorite thing that I've ever put together with Behind Hollywood. It is my greatest accomplishment yet, some would say. And I mean, I would say it's my greatest accomplishment yet. So, as I'm filming this now, Boots and Hearts Festival happened a few days ago, and this is my very first time ever going to this festival. I really wanted to give it an entire episode to talk about, and I'm actually so excited to be sitting down and making this right now. And I know I say that every single week, but I have never meant it the way that I do this week. For those who don't know, Boots and Hearts is Canada's largest country music festival. And it happens to be just an hour away from where I live. And like I said, I've never been before. But not only was this year my first year attending the festival, but I got to bring Behind Hollywood as well. I got a little media pass, so I got to do some interviews while I was there with some of the talents, and I got to photograph some of the sets as well, which was epic. Like, I don't even think there's a better word to describe that. But honestly, it was such an incredible week of live music, and if you guys know anything about me and anything about my journey with Behind Hollywood, since I started taking this thing seriously about like 2 to 3 years ago, since I started actually dedicating a lot of my time to Behind Hollywood, I have been trying really hard to break into the country music scene. A few years ago, fell in love with the country music genre. I think that there's something so magical about it and so individual about country music that no other genre can really compare to it. And I love the fact that it's become far more mainstream now. And because it's become far more mainstream, it's become far more difficult to break into the genre from like a professional standpoint. At least for me, at least that was my experience. And yeah, the fact that I was able to bring Behind Hollywood to this festival was incredible because it was the first time that I was able to actually break into the country music scene. And that was something that I worked really hard towards. So that in itself was an accomplishment, let alone how incredible the weekend turned out. That was a whole other story. And we're going to dive into all of that today. So here is the plan for this episode. We are going to recap my entire experience at Boots and Hearts, but I also want to touch on why it is that I love country music so much and why this genre is so special. And I figured what better way to do that than to call on some friends to help us tackle that topic. But before we get started, you guys know the drill. Follow this episode, this podcast, wherever you're listening to it right now, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio. Make sure you press that follow button because these episodes are just going to get better and better. And if you're watching this video on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube as well. And then also check us out on social media. We're on both Instagram and TikTok. It's Behind Hollywood Prod. That's Behind Hollywood PROD. But don't worry about remembering any of that. I do link everything in the description of every single episode. Alongside links to all the artists that are mentioned or featured in this episode. You could find out all of their stuff in the description as well. I think it's a good time to jump on into our hit of the week. Because it's not just me giving you a hit of the week this week. We got a few friends joining us as well. My personal hit of the week. So last week I went to 6 straight days of live music. I got to consume so much live music and I'm so happy about it. It started off with Foo Fighters. However, at the Foo Fighters concert, I think my eardrums blew because I was experiencing so much pain in my ears for the rest of the week. So it was Foo Fighters, which was an incredible show. We love some good rock and roll. And then we went into Five Sauce, which was insane. I actually didn't know that 5 Seconds of Summer was performing their solos on this tour. I went in completely blind, didn't know a single thing about the set list or anything. But if anyone knows anything about me, it is that Luke Hemmings' solo album, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From, is my favorite album of all time. And his leading single off that album, Starting Line, is one of the most magical songs in the entire world, and I love it so much. So Luke literally walked out on stage, sang that song, and I damn near passed away. It was crazy. But that concert was amazing. I got to bring my sister to that. And it was her first time seeing 5 Seconds of Summer live. And I'm happy I got to experience that with her because I think I got a Five Sauce concert buddy forever now. And then the day after that, Chris Stapleton was in Toronto. So I went to go see him. And that kickstarted my country music weekends because that directly brought us into Boots and Hearts weekend, which was great. It was such a fun week of live music. It was so good. Because not only was it that I was going to a shit ton of concerts, but they were exceptional artists as well in cool venues. And it was a lot of bucket list shows, like Foo Fighters. Honestly, never really thought I would see them live. And Dave Grohl's insane. And Chris Stapleton is just that's a bucket list artist right there. And then obviously Boots and Hearts, but I'm not going to bore you with a brief synopsis of that now because we're going to be focusing on that for the entire episode. But I figured, why not ask some of our friends from the festival what their hit of the week is. So this episode, I got to chat with Schoolhouse, Brett Kissel, and Mitch Zorn. So let's see what their hit of the week is.
Mine's a local band, an Ottawa Valley band called the Haylofters. We're not wearing their shirt, but they have a great album just came out called Sunday Stew.
Just watched the movie The Dink. That was good. The pickleball movie. It's on Google or Disney maybe or something. Good movie.
Sick.
Yeah. I recently watched one of the Hunger Game prequels, and then now I'm kind of rewatching the Hunger Games. Kind of fire. I kind of forgot about them.
Catching.
So, and there's a new one coming out soon. So yeah, gonna see that as well.
And I've been loving the new Thelma and James song, and we're going to see them this weekend live in action, so I'm pumped for that.
Tell you what I'm really excited about is 2 movies. One that I watched the Moana live action with my kids.
Nice.
I thought that was awesome. I love that they stayed true to the animated one, and I'm really excited to see the Odyssey. I want to see Matt Damon. I've heard so much hype about that movie. I'm really hoping there isn't a lot of CGI in it. I'm hoping that they spend some budget and have a good party.
It honestly was amazing.
Was it?
It's gonna sweep at the Oscars.
Okay, good. I can't wait to see it.
It was really well done.
I got a couple. I'm Jaded by Coetzel and Ella. Their new single's fantastic. I'm
So
a big
good.
Co fan, obviously a big Ella fan. I just started watching, so my favorite movie of all time is Friday Night Lights, but I just started the series, which was made 15 years ago or something, and just started watching it for the first time. It's fantastic. I love it.
Nice. I'm going to watch that one because I
It's
do like
great.
the movie. I just haven't watched the series yet.
It's great. It's they film it just like the movie, same characters, same all. It's awesome. Yeah.
So, traditionally speaking, there are about 10 main genres of music, country music being one of them. However, all of these main genres have a sub-genre or a few subgenres attached to them. So, with country music, that's where you'll get honky tonk, you'll get blues there as well. Now, these primary genres of music are very firm in their guidelines. They have characteristics that they must possess in order to be considered that genre of music. Now, in modern music, these lines have blurred a lot. However, I do think that it remains very true when it comes to country music. Country is traditionally known for being the storytelling genre. It has a very unique way of combining lyricism with instrumentals in ways that other genres typically can't or don't. So lyrical storytelling is very, very important when it comes to country music, but so is instrumental storytelling. So that might come into play during like a honky tonk song where it's very loud, upbeat, party-esque vibes, but that contributes to the story of the song because it's telling a more lively story, if that makes sense, just in like rather simplistic terms. So, in my opinion, country music is the live music genre because it so country music and like all of its subgenres have such a unique way of storytelling, both through lyricism and through these instrumentals and instrumental storytelling, that it allows the audience and the fans to really connect with what's being performed. And I think that country music is one of the few genres where you can go to a show and not know the words of any single song, but still connect to the performance. And I think that that is a big part of why it's grown in popularity so much over the past few years. But at the festival, at Boots and Hearts, I really wanted to hear artists' take on this. And I was really excited to specifically talk with Brett Kissel about this topic because I do know that he has been in the industry for as long as I can remember. And he's become like, he is such a staple in Canadian country music. And I know that he really believes in the country music genre and loves it truly for what it is. And I think that he tackles every single aspect of country music in a way that not a lot of people in that genre are really doing right now. So I was really, really excited to hear his take on that as like a staple in the industry. But I was also really excited to hear about what Mitch Zorn had to say about that being a little bit more new in the country music scene and in the music industry in general. Hearing how like someone who's been in it for several years versus someone who's pretty fresh out in it, seeing the two different sides of what these artists believe to be country music and why they believe in the genre and why it's so special. So yeah, at the festival, I asked both of those artists why they think that country music has spiked in popularity over the past few years and why they believe it to be such a magical genre. So let's hear what they had to say.
Now, you are such a staple in Canadian country music.
Thank you.
You're like the OG Canadian country guy,
I
in
love
my
it.
opinion.
Perfect.
And you've spoken a lot in past interviews about how this industry has evolved.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that you've noticed how much country music has spiked in popularity over the past
For
few
sure.
years and how much more mainstream it's become.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to know kind of what do you think it is that is making a lot more people gravitate towards country music as a genre, and what makes country music so special?
So I love talking about it. It's one of my favorite topics. Country music is this all-encompassing genre, and I feel people are finally catching on because a lot of the artists, like the new artists or those who are my age, country music was very it was one thing, still had a great umbrella where we could bring in a few different elements of other different genres into country. But Garth Brooks in the 90s brought in like a real rock and roll show. But now you get into the 2000s and in the 2020s, you've got Morgan Wallen has got a lot of hip hop influence. You've got Dan and Shay have a lot of pop influence. You've got Hardy with a lot of rock influence. So if you're a rocker and all you love is rock and Nickelback and Shinedown and Creed, you're gonna like Hardy, and you're gonna like coming out to a Hardy show. And then if you were at a Boots and Hearts and watching Hardy, then you're probably going to see another artist like, say, James Barker Band or whatever, be like, yeah, I love these guys too. So because our genre is actually so welcoming, and if you want to talk about diversity and inclusion, country music is the most diverse genre because you have so many great elements under this wonderful umbrella of country music. So I think that's why the popularity is so great. Sam Hunt, is great, bringing a lot of pop elements like Body Like a Back Road. That's a pop song, yet it's country and it's so damn cool.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And honestly, I love that it's become so much more popular.
Yeah.
I think just the beauty of storytelling that the genre offers. and everything as
Storytelling, you hit
well.
the nail on the head. That is so important. And we've still, even though things have gotten current, very mainstream, we've never lost storytelling. Sand in My Boots by Morgan Wallen is a great story song. You look at even Luke Combs, Long Neck Ice Cold Beer Never Broke My Heart. That's a great story song. Let Your Horses Run is a great story song.
Yeah. Now, if there's anybody who is here today at Boots and Hearts who has been following you for years,
Okay.
or people who they're stumbling across your set for the first time today, what is a song that you hope they take away with them, or something that you feel just best represents you and your artistry?
Well, you know what? It's a lot of it is age dependent. You know, if there's someone who's just freshly turned 19 and they hear my song Anthem, I think they're gonna love that. It's towards the end of the show, and it's high energy and a lot of fun. If you're a parent like me, you understand how to prioritize and what's really valuable in life. So I've got a song called "Make a Life Not a Living." That's really, really important. If you're a new couple, or if you're a good-looking cowboy looking after or looking for a good-looking cowgirl at Boots and Hearts, maybe my love song "321" is going to be the song of your summer. I don't know, but I feel very lucky that my set list has a lot of great tunes, and so because of that, it really whatever you want in the moment, it's a good chance I'm going to play that song.
Nice.
So, country music, as I'm sure you've noticed, has spiked a lot in popularity over the past few years. Now, why would you think that it's become more mainstream and why people are able to resonate more with the genre? Like, what is it about country music that is so special?
I don't know. That's a great question. I think the small town, authentic, real life story has become more popular because social media has blown up into such a highlight driven. I wouldn't say fake, but it's very like in a lot of places it's very put on. And I think I always make this comparison that it's like we're almost reverting back to the Vine days where you want to see like the uncut behind the scenes version of life on there. And I don't even know. I think Morgan and Hardy, all those guys had a big hand in, the pop country taking it to a different level. I think social media has a big, big play in it in that the audience is so much bigger and the stories are authentic and it's the lifestyle is authentic. So I think it's that.
No, I agree 100%. Storytelling is such a crucial part of this genre.
Yeah.
It's honestly like the forefront of country music.
For
And
sure.
so I think that a lot of people are really able to connect with that right now.
Yeah, I agree.
For people who are like seeing your set for the first time today, or they're going to be introduced to your music for the first time today, is there a specific song or a specific part about your performance today that you hope people would resonate with the most?
I mean, the easy answer is we got a brand new single that just came out a couple days ago.
Yes.
So hopefully they resonate with that. Going back to what we were talking about with just the storytelling and the small town life and the authenticity, I think my lyrics, I think the way that I tell stories has that. And, my first single, I hope everybody can resonate with it. We were just doing a little acoustic thing. There were people singing my songs back to me, which is crazy to me. But yeah, we got high energy, rock and roll country. I think you guys will love it.
So, like I said a few times now, I really think that country music is such a beautiful live genre, especially. And I think it's so amazing that Canada's largest country music festival happens so close to home for me. So, I think that it's time that we just dive into the festival itself and talk about my experience at my first ever Boots and Hearts and also getting to go with Behind Hollywood. Also, have you guys noticed these mics? Yeah, I bought these for my interview, and they're my favorite thing ever now. I bought these for the Boots and Hearts interviews, and I'm really happy to have them. Guys, it was just such a good experience, man. So let's just start at the very beginning. Let's go day one. I was really nervous because I've never done a festival or anything of this capacity before. I've never even really been to an actual music festival. So I was a little bit nervous with how check-in was going to go. So I planned to arrive there pretty early, which didn't go according to plan. I ended up being almost late for my first ever interview in typical Emma fashion. But honestly, the media check-in process was the smoothest media check-in that I've ever experienced. It surpasses any like photo pass or anything like that I've ever done. This was just such a smooth check-in process, and I was so happy about it. I didn't have any confusion or anything at all. So basically, I park my car, and then I walk inside through like the media entrance that I was supposed to go in from. And basically, there's this like media lounge area, which has a bunch of different sets set up for interviews, which was so freaking cool. I've never experienced anything like that. It was just a bunch of different like sets and backdrops and like props and stuff that we can use that was Boots and Hearts branded for all of the content that we were going to take throughout the weekend. There was a little tent set up for us to do some work in. Like there was like tables and chairs and stuff there. Air conditioned washrooms, which at an outdoor camping music festival came in clutch. And then the big bosses had their like trailers and everything there. But I thought that was so epic. I felt so like important setting up my tripod and claiming my backdrop for my interviews. I was like, whoa, am I cool? When I walked in day one, I had my first interview right when I got there, pretty much. So I was like a little baby. I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many like big, popular like creators here right now doing their content. And I'm just there. I'm like, am I allowed to be here? Am I supposed to be here? But I was, and it was amazing. So day one was super fun. And honestly, my favorite part about it, and probably about Boots and Hearts as a whole, is the Emerging Artist Showcase. So basically, what this is essentially on day one, there's a competition for a bunch of emerging artists to compete against one another. And they get a super awesome prize at the end. They get to release a song with Universal Music, a bunch of other crazy fun perks. But that happens day one, and it was such a cool opportunity to experience new talent. And I love it. If you guys know by now that I love supporting smaller artists, because just because they're small don't mean they ain't awesome. So I was really excited actually to chat with Schoolhouse, who is the band that won the Emerging Artist Showcase last year at the festival. I was really excited to hear about how their career has grown in the past year and what Boots and Hearts essentially did to progress their career and how much of an impact that actually made in their journey. Because I've become so obsessed with their music. Like I listen to them pretty much on the daily, and the fact that they are still so small is mind-blowing to me. But they've grown so much in the past year, and I think that's really, really dope that this festival has essentially offered that opportunity to them. So I'll leave it to them to take over and talk about exactly what it is that this festival has done for their career and just their journey as a band, because they're so sick.
Oh man, so much has changed. It's been a busy year. We've toured and played a lot as a band and gotten tighter and gotten closer, and we've kind of grown our audience a little bit, and a lot of that confidence and support on our album has come from the Boots and Hearts showcase, I would say.
I feel like there were such amazing prizes that came with the Boots and Hearts Emerging Showcase, and like we've tried to really utilize all the opportunities that came our way, and we're so thankful for that. Including putting out our recent album, and then a new song with Derek Hoffman producing, releasing that with Universal Music. It's just been super, super great. All the support from Boots, Our Live, and Universal has been amazing.
It's definitely a career changer. Like it's really exciting to see the new showcase happening today as well, because it's like we know how much it helped us, and so it's really cool to see all the potential artists that it might help as well. Even like playing in the showcase is really cool. Winning it, like it's definitely crazy. Like it's yeah, we're really thankful for everything that we got.
Yeah. Well, I guess the last thing would be it like pushed us towards the country music scene. So a lot of awesome connections and opportunities from Country Music Association of Ontario, and that whole scene has been amazing to us. So been very grateful for that as well.
True.
Where would you guys like say a year from now? So much has happened in the past year. What do we hope for the next year? What's going to happen next, Boots and Hearts?
Next Boots and Hearts, holy!
We'll be on the main stage. Yeah, Boots West.
Boots West. Love to go there. We want to go west really badly. We haven't done it yet, so
Yeah.
hopefully within the next year.
The new Boots and Hearts Festival.
That's a good
out
shout.
West, yeah. I was gonna say, we were just saying how fun it is to be at a big festival like that, like this, walking around and seeing other artists and just fans, and like I think we just want to do more of that, having good times in the summer. Like it's so fun.
Definitely.
Amazing.
I think the song of the weekend this weekend is our new single "Stick Around." Just came out last Friday. We're playing it tonight at Boots. We've been playing it only a few times, so this is a pretty big opportunity for us to play it. So yeah, we're hoping the people can connect with that one. We're really excited to play it, and yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. I would say in terms of the festivals and like shows, we've been to a few, and you have to kind of arrive early and be ready to go and load in. But like so many times, or most of the time, it's just like you're really well received. The hospitality's great. They have like a trailer, and they have water, and they have drinks, and they have people to help you like bring your guitars in, which is like, whoa, this is cool. So yeah, it's been pretty cool.
It's pretty great. Yeah, we're loving the trailer setup
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I got one more. You got
Sure,
another?
you go then. Yeah, finish
I was
it off.
gonna say we got one more ritual at Boots and Hearts, which is a big cone of ice cream
Oh yes.
with a coated waffle cone and 2 scoops on top.
And
I feel like that's our
hardly
celebration.
finish it.
Yeah, we definitely can't finish it, but just
We
the
get
idea
2
of
for the
it-
whole band, and then you just pass them around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like the microphones. Actually, you just kind of like share. Let's get this ice cream. We're
Tradition.
manifesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have never listened to Schoolhouse, please go listen to them. They are amazing. My 2 favorite songs of theirs probably that I would recommend listening to is Stick Around. I think that it plays with lyricism in a really fun way. And I really like their song Touchdown Texas as well. And they're super cool. I did get to watch their set at the festival as well. And their stage presence is insane. I thought that they were really incredible performers, especially for a band that's still pretty new. And it was honestly really impressive. Their vocals are vocaling, which is amazing. And I really just think they're so great, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for them. But what I will say is that I was so fucking nervous for that interview. I was genuinely so scared for that interview. That was the first interview that I did at the festival. Literally right when I got there, I was so scared because, yes, I have interviewed so many people over the course of my career so far. And I'm great talking to people. I know that I'm good at chatting, but I have never done a quick little like 5-minute interview in a setting like that. So I was so scared. That was the first interview that I had done for the day. I was like, okay, whatever. And then immediately after that, I jumped into an interview with Brett Kissel. And again, I am such a huge fan of his, and he is massive in the country music scene. So I was like, and he's talking to me, and he's talking about Hollywood. What do you mean? I was shitting bricks, I kid you not, but I think I pulled it off pretty well. Like, I think I did a pretty decent job at keeping my cool and acting composed and not letting anyone know that I was literally shitting my pants the entire time, because I was. Not literally, like metaphorically, obviously, but yeah, I was fucking scared. But day one was super duper fun. I ended up seeing a bunch of people that I know at the festival, which was sick. Like a bunch of like mutuals of mine, which was really awesome. I got to like mingle with some folk. I tried to consume as much of the festival as possible, but I also wanted to photograph as well. I wasn't really there for photography purposes, but I figured it's a really good opportunity for me to practice. Plus, like, all my photographer friends were there, which, I mean, like, an excuse to hang out with them. Ooh. But the highlight probably of the day was definitely the Jonas Brothers headlining. You can't really go wrong. I don't really know why the Jonas Brothers headlined a country music festival, but I have no complaints. I was there, and I got to see the Jonas Brothers live, and I got to see Joe Jonas in a cowboy hat. Yeah, I truly have no complaints on them being there whatsoever. I will say it was a little bit weird from a marketing perspective because, again, they're not a country artist, so I feel like they brought in a lot of like Friday only ticket sales instead of like a weekend pass or something like that. But whatever, that's besides the point. I got to see the Jonas Brothers live. Their set was insane. Russell Dickerson opened up for them at the festival. They were their supporting act. And fuck, guys, there's a concert that I want to photograph tonight, and I keep checking my emails hoping that they're gonna approve me, and I don't get it. I get other emails, but not the one email that I want. Anyways, back onto our regularly scheduled program here. Russell Dickerson opened up for the Jonas Brothers, and they have a little bit of like an industry friendship thing, I guess. So I knew that they were going to do something together. They talked about it when Russell was on the Hey Jonas podcast, and I knew they were going to do something. I just didn't know what they were going to do. But also, I never really gave much attention to Russell Dickerson in the industry, but his set was so freaking good. He was such a good performer. His stage presence is like really good. And since then, I've been paying a lot more attention to him. I've been listening to his music a lot more, and he's pretty fun stuff. I almost want to go to Boots and Hearts West for him. I'm not. I can't. I work a job. But I would if I could. So yeah, they came out. Russell came out with the Jonas Brothers. Their set was so good. The Jonas Brothers can truly do no wrong in my eyes. I love them so much. And then when Nick sang his solo songs, like Jealous and Chains are like, they're just so good. They're so good. And he's just like, he's singing Jealous, and he's so close to me when he's singing it. Guys, I don't know if you've seen the clips that I've posted of the Jonas Brothers set on social media. I posted so much this past week, like at the festival. There's a clip that I posted on TikTok, I think, of Nick singing Jealous. And he's so close to me, and he's just like singing it with such passion and emotion, and I'm like, ah! It was crazy. It was epic. I loved every second of it. And then, guys, so basically I was in the VIP area. So I'm standing basically to the right of the stage, which is Kevin's side, if you guys didn't know. And I am the biggest Kevin Jonas girly that this world has ever seen. I love Kevin Jonas so much. That's my boy right there. And so when I found out that I was going to be that close to Kevin Jonas, I damn near lost my mind. I was like zooming in on Kevin every opportunity that I had. And it was amazing. I fucking love Kevin Jonas. Kevin Jonas, I fucking love you. If you have no fans, I am fucking dead. I adore you by a landslide. Sorry, Nick and Joe. I fucking love Kevin. Like, love you guys too, but not the way that I love Kevin. So this seems like a really great time to segue into day 2 before I don't shut up about my love for Kevin Jonas. Day 2 was an interesting one. So I've heard rumors that Boots and Hearts is notorious for getting rained out one day every year. I've heard, like, by everybody that it happens every single year. And all I wanted was for it to not be day 3, because I was really excited for day 3. It happened day 2. Basically, the weather was good. It was great. And then I pull up to the festival. And right as I park my car, torrential downpour. I'm like, I'm waiting for it to die down. I'm sitting in my car. I'm going to listen to music, and I'm waiting it out because I did not want to get like soaking wet. I also looked pretty good day 2, so I didn't want to like, ruin the hair and everything. So basically, I thought that this was really talking about country music, and I get a yeehaw accent up in here. Ew. I thought that it was really interesting how like their protocol went for like the weather and everything. And I did get to see a little bit of how it operates kind of back end, just because I was like kind of isolated with everybody on the back end. So I thought that that component was pretty cool, and it was cool for me to learn. So basically, the gates to the actual festival grounds typically open around 2:00. I got there at 1, and that's when it was like torrential downpour raining. I ended up leaving my car at like 1:30 and like beeline into the media lounge. There I pretty much decided I'm gonna like start editing pictures from the day before and whatnot. But basically they end up making the call because of the weather. We were in like a red zone, so like thunderstorm and everything like that. We couldn't open, or like Boots and Hearts couldn't open the doors to the grounds until we were out of the red zone. So it's essentially a waiting game. There were sets that were supposed to start at 2:00 as well, or like 3:00, and then like little like gamey things throughout the day, and all of that got put on pause. Basically, it ended up being just like a waiting game. It wouldn't be raining outside, but we'd have to wait it out until like the weather people say we're not in the red anymore, because we're at risk of thunderstorms. And like obviously it's an open field and a massive stage, so like thunder, lightning, pretty scary. So around 5:00 is when everything finally opens. As the doors open, the first like act is on stage, because we were so like the festival was so tight for time. We ended up having I don't know why I keep saying we. I'm not on the fucking team. They ended up having to cut 2 artists' sets, one from main stage and one from front porch stage, which is like the second stage that they have. And yeah, almost instantly. So like they're bouncing back and forth with like a 10-minute window between the start times of each set. It was pretty like boom, boom, boom the entire day. So day 2 was supposed to be my big like walk around, take content and everything day. But I ended up pretty much just taking photos the entire time because it was so gross. My black cowboy boots were covered in mud. I'm going to insert a picture of them on the screen right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. They were covered in mud. So I was just not a happy camper. I don't like rain. But 5 o'clock rolls around. We beeline to front porch stage for Jack Wharf Band to start. Keep in mind, the gates just opened up, so nobody's actually in the venue yet. So there's literally like 5 people watching their set. I felt so bad. I take my pictures, immediately go to main stage for Waylon Wyatt. And then it was pretty much like that, back and forth the entire day. The last artist that I shot was Sam Barber. He was headlining the front porch stage. So he was the last act of the day at front porch before the Chicks headlined the entire festival on main stage. Sam Barber is freaking insane, guys. I knew his music. I knew obviously like Indigo is like such a viral song. I knew like Straight and Narrow and like that was it. I knew of him, but I wasn't like, yeah, Sam Barber. People were going crazy. I was in the photo pit and I was like, getting my gear and everything all ready, making sure my camera is like set for the lighting because it's like we're going from day to night. So I got real comfortable changing my camera settings this weekend. But people were like pushing the barricade, being like, we want Sam, bring out Sam. It was wild. He packed the venue. Like people were basically, there's like a tent over top of the stage that he was in, like the viewing area for his stage. It was that capacity, maybe times 6. Like he filled it up. And so basically I shot my first 3 songs because if you guys didn't know, the photo rules typically are first 3 songs from the photo pit, put your gear away after that. So I did my first 3 songs, I go put my gear away, and then I go back for the rest of his set, and I watch it from like a teeny tiny little corner where I could just, all I wanted was to even just see the screen because it was so busy for him. So yeah, when I tell you guys, he is such an insane performer. His voice is exactly like it is on all of his demos. He has such a raw, like, his voice is just, it's so good. And his songs are so like meaningful and like, I don't even know how to like explain it. He was sick and he gained a fan this weekend. I'm hooked. So that was pretty much it for day 2. Actually, after that, I wanted to go see the Chicks. I had one thing, and it was that I wanted to hear Wide Open Spaces because I was in a wide open space at a music festival. So I wanted to hear them sing that song. So I go to main stage for their set, and it was so muddy and disgusting that I was really happy that Wide Open Spaces was like the 3rd song that they sang because I left right after that song. And I barely even made it to my freaking car without slipping on mud because it was so muddy, as you guys saw from the picture of my boots. Here's a refresher if you need to see it again. It was a lot. Now, day 3 was the day that I was definitely the most excited for. This was the day that I ended up dedicating to be my content day. I had an interview pretty early on in the day. So I got there fairly early. I did my interview and then I decided I was going to just take content for the rest of the day. So I was going to be working the hardest, but I also got to see some of my favorite artists perform. One of my favorite parts of the day was actually getting put on to Mitch Zorn's music, getting to see his set. I I really appreciate him as an artist because if you look on his social media, he talks a lot about working his job in an oil field while also working in music. And I personally love that because something that people don't really talk about is the fact that it takes a really long time to get to a point where being an artist is your full-time job, and people love to romanticize the artist's life and make it seem like it's all glitz and glamour, but in reality, like, you're not really making enough money to actually live off of that, or like you got to do something else. And so I really appreciate the fact that he is open and honest about that. And in my interview with him, we did actually chat very briefly about how chaotic it is and how difficult it is to kind of balance it. I actually did say to him that he's like the country music Hannah Montana because he's got his work life, he's got his music life, and honestly, I think he's doing a really good job at bringing the two of them together, especially when he touches on his work life in his music. But anyways, I wanted to clip in what he had to say about that.
Now, Behind Hollywood is all about taking things behind the scenes, and I know that you work a blue collar job during the day, and then you're like, it's like the Hannah Montana of country music. So how are you able to balance essentially these two lives?
I don't know if I do balance it very well. I'm on the road all the time. Like, my job is on the road. So I live in Kelowna, but I'm away from home working wherever. I spent time in Texas, BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, anywhere that they've got a site, I'll go and work. But yeah, it is a balance, trying to stay healthy and trying to stay mentally healthy it's draining sometimes. You're traveling everywhere, but I do a pretty good job just trying to keep myself together. So it's not easy, but it's doable.
Yes, it does sound like a lot. Like every time I see you on social media, I'm like, oh my gosh, this guy's doing everything right now, and he's still working, and you're
crazy.
Able to make time to come to things like Boots and Hearts.
Well, even on like the Hannah Montana thing, it's like I feel like two different people, you know what I mean? But it's great. It's awesome. I love it.
Now, I personally really like Mitch's music because, like I said earlier, he does follow a lot of those like traditional country music components. He's a country artist through and through, in my opinion. And I'm really excited to see how his career grows because his stage presence is amazing. His songs are great. Like, I do really like him as an artist, and I'm really happy that we got to have that time to chat at the festival, and that I also got to see his set, which was pretty sick. So that happened on Sunday. But the lineup, guys, the lineup on Sunday was insane. Okay, so we had James Barker Band. I actually got to see them twice when they performed on main stage. And then they also, so SiriusXM is a leading sponsor of the festival. And SiriusXM has in the VIP section a barn where they do mini interviews, mini like set performances. And James Barker Band did like a quick 30-minute set there where they answered a few questions about their latest single, and performed a few songs as well. And it was really cool because they went into a lot of depth on the story behind the music, and that's something that you don't really get when they're performing on stage. Like when they're doing their set, it's more the actual performance itself without like a big long story behind it and everything. But I thought that was really cool. I do really like James Barker Band. What I did not know until the festival this year is that they actually got their start from winning the Emerging Artist Showcase at Boots and Hearts 15 years ago. I thought that was insane to hear that James Barker Band is a Boots and Hearts success story. Now, arguably, the part that I was most excited for the entire weekend was seeing Tucker Wetmore live. Now, before I had even known I was going to be doing media at Boots and Hearts or anything, I said to a lot of my friends, I'm like, I don't know how, I don't know who, what, where, when, why, or how, but I will be at Boots and Hearts to see Tucker Wetmore this year. And, I made it happen. I found a spot very close to the stage and parked my ass there for his entire set. And holy shit, I freaked the fuck out. It was so good, guys. If you are able to go see a Tucker Wetmore show, freaking do it. Is he gorgeous? Yes. But he has the most captivating energy when on stage. And I do understand that his aura is very like for the girl, like the girlies love him because he's so hot. Like, I'm gonna be so for real. His music though, so catchy. I love his music, and I think that he's such an incredible performer. And was I like taking videos zooming in on his biceps the entire time? Yes. And I am proud to say that. But all that aside, eye candy aside, that was a kick-ass set, and I don't know why he wasn't headlining because he was too damn good. I think that he should come back to Boots and Hearts next year in a main stage headlining spot because, dare I say, more people showed up for him than the headliner that day. Myself included. I am one of them. But yeah, guys, seriously, go on my TikTok and look at the videos I posted of Tucker Wetmore. He's so good. I'm going to put a little clip of him right now because it was just too good. Max McNown is another artist that I was really excited to see. I think that he is another artist who is such an incredible storyteller, and his lyricism, his storytelling through his lyrics is very beautiful. His song A Lot More Free, which is probably his most popular single, was one of my most played songs in 2025. That's a testament to my mental state that year, if anything. But I really, really love that song, and I really wanted to hear it live. I did not know how popular he was. I genuinely had no idea that he was such a huge artist, and I'm so happy he is because he's freaking phenomenal. Also, he did a cover of Cover Me Up by Morgan Wallen. Dare I say he outdid the doer. Dare I say he outdid the doer. I'll say it actually with my full fucking chest. Like, he performed that song so well, and I really like that song. I think that that is, anybody who likes country music, that's probably one of their favorite country songs, or like songs by a country artist. And I he did so good. He did so good. And yeah, after his set, I went to go watch Rascal Flatts, who headlined, and I really wanted to hear Life is a Highway, just for like the cars of it all, like Lightning McQueen of it all. And that had to be the last song on the set. Honestly, like, no tea, no shade, but I did not really like enjoy Rascal Flatts set that much. I was kind of just like editing videos the whole time because I was kind of bored. But that's what Behind Hollywood's for. It's for honesty in the music industry. And I'm giving you that because I was bored during their set and ended up editing TikToks the entire time. Except for Life is a Highway. Then I danced and took some videos for TikTok to edit when I got home later. So yeah, this festival was honestly such a crazy experience. It felt like a really big accomplishment to be able to actually do that, I guess. I did learn a lot, I will say. I learned a lot about what I need to improve, what I did good and all that jazz. And I'm really, really excited to see what next year has in store because I feel like I'm going to be back there, duh. I'm really excited to see the lineup. I'm really excited to see all of that. And I know there's a lot of major country artists who are going to be releasing new music within the next couple of months to the next year. And hopefully some of those major artists will take a headlining spot. Maybe Tucker is going to be back. Please, Boots and Hearts, if you're listening to this, please bring back Tucker Wetmore. That was insane. But yeah, I thought it was really dope getting to experience that much live music in a singular weekend. And yeah, it was pretty fun. I don't really know what else to say about the festival itself. I had a blast, and it was a really big deal for me to actually like be able to tap into the country music genre with Behind Hollywood. Like I mentioned earlier, that's something that I've been it's been a goal of mine for quite a few years now, and I'm happy that it's finally, I could check that one off the list, I guess. Yeah, it's really fun. After the festival wrapped, me and my friends immediately were like texting, brainstorming, coming up with incredible ideas for next year. So should they let me back, it's going to be dope. And yeah, I think this is a great spot to kind of end the episode. Thank you guys for sticking around. I hope I didn't chat your ear off too much. But then again, if you're choosing to listen to a podcast, you probably don't mind that. I hope you enjoyed the video episode if you're watching it. Yeah. This is going to be fun. I don't know what to do now that Boots and Hearts is over. I spent so much time preparing for this festival that now that it's done, I literally have no clue what to do with my life. So maybe I'll go sleep. I haven't done much of that lately. Okay. Yeah, make sure you guys follow this episode wherever you're listening to it right now, or subscribe if you're on YouTube, and follow us on socials. It's Behind Hollywood Prod. That's Behind Hollywood PROD. But everything's going to be linked in the description of this episode, along with where you can find Schoolhouse, Brett Kissel, and Mitch Zorn. Everything is going to be linked in the description because you guys got to check them out if you haven't already. Yeah, we'll see you guys very, very soon.